Alright, Chad, you ready? Why do we fear the almost human, the psychology of the human uncanny?
Wrong. The answer is, does something about this feel wrong? The answer is probably yes, but you likely can't explain why. Why do entities that...
So if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure this video, it's about the uncanny valley. So how many of you guys like know what the uncanny valley is, right? So the uncanny valley, it's really weird to explain. The best way I can put it is like, let's say it's almost human. It's not quite human, but it's almost human. Like, you guys ever been to the Wax Museum? If you've ever been to the Wax Museum, you would know what I'm talking about, because you look at them, they're so realistic, but there's just something that's like not human about them. Here, I'm gonna pull up a picture. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sneeze. It's like, oh yeah, perfect, right here. Like, the new robots' faces look uncanny. Like, this is Uncanny Valley. It's almost human, but it's not. It's not quite. And that's what makes it so weird and scary. But it is very interesting.
that are
Why do I find it not human?
almost human creep us out more than things that aren't human at all. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Chase.
That boy's
Today we're
jacked,
going
y'all.
to be
He looks-
exploring the uncanny. Not just the uncanny valley and why humanoid robots or realistic looking dolls make us feel creeped out, but I want to go a step farther and explore the uncanny as a whole, and instances in life where that same feeling may be invoked. Let's get right into it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. I don't want to waste time explaining what the uncanny valley is, because I feel like most of you guys probably already know by now.
Yeah, and I just explained it, but I've never personally, like, I've never also personally been like, this, like, in my life, face to face, been like, this is uncanny, like, this is Uncanny Valley. I've never felt that, or at least to my memory, but I know it is, like, a big thing. Like, people do for sure recognize it and be like, notice it. Definitely. Okay, there we go.
It's not exactly a niche thing, it's talked about all the time now
Yeah.
online. If you're watching this video, I assume you probably already know what it is. But for anyone who's completely in the dark, the term Uncanny Valley was first used by Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori. Mori spent the 1960s working
Oh my
on
gosh,
machines that were
guys, those
designed to
robots are
mimic
so
human
weird looking,
movement
the
and
newer
appearance.
the newer
He noticed a
ones.
trend of people generally responding more positively to robots that were more human-like. But this was only up until a certain point. Eventually, the robots reach a stage where
We've been over this video, chat. We've been over this video. This video is weird, and it took forever for, like, people to figure out that it was just a guy just trying to test the robot. That's it. Like, he was just some guy just trying to test it. Like, it was nothing, like,
they
too crazy
become
about it.
too human-like while still having characteristics that clearly identify them as being
Yeah.
not human. At this point,
I think
people
Uncanny Valley is so, like, so prominent because of the eyes. Like, you see me, like, there's emotion behind my eyes. Like, you could tell. I feel like most people, you could tell their emotions through their eyes. Like, if they're feeling sad, like, you can be like, oh, he's sad. Like, right now, like, I'm in a great mood. I'm happy right now. So that's why my eyes, like, probably look, like, reflect my emotion. But it's just, like, different ways. Like, and I feel like that's why it's so...
begin to react with
prominent.
extreme discomfort
why-
and are very avoidant. Mori took
Turn his
note of his
background.
observations in an essay written in the 1970s,
Yeah,
and
so
the term the uncanny.
This is why they call it the Uncanny Valley, because there's a thing where it's like right here. So humanoid robots is like, okay, it's humanoid, but it's not freaking me out. And then you go a little bit further, and it's right here. Right here. But like zombie, we know it's not human. Prosthetic hand, we know it's not human. And then this little dip is like, we don't, like, that's weird. It doesn't look normal to us.
Uncanny Valley was coined. Later in the video, we're gonna get into a few theories about why entities that closely resemble us make us feel this way, but before
What's up, everybody? I just noticed that 95% of you guys aren't subscribed. What are we doing, man? Subscribe. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
we do that, I want to try to define what the uncanny actually is. One of the first people
Yeah.
to really
I don't re-
explore the concept
It's
of the
really hard to put into like terms. Like, it's like one of those things, like, once you know what it is, you just know, and it's hard to put it into actual, like, words.
uncanny was the founding father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud. In Freud's 1919 work, Das Unheimliche, or in English, The Uncanny, Freud describes the uncanny as the class of terrifying which leads back to something long known to us, once very familiar.
Yes,
which is
like,
to say
it's
that the
super
uncanny
familiar.
is something that feels familiar and alien at the same time. Something that should feel ordinary or mundane feels off-putting. You see, Freud believed that much of human behavior was driven by repressed desires, fears, and memories. These pieces of you are often buried deep within your subconscious mind. When the uncanny arises, it is this repressed content being driven to the surface. So beliefs that you're more likely to hold as a child when you don't really understand the way the world works yet, like believing in magic, or spirits possessing objects, and your toys being
Yeah,
able to
because
move
like I
by
feel like you could just tell like sometimes like little kids, like when they look at you, it's almost like they're just looking straight through you. You're just like stare at them, and they'll just be like, you're like, are they looking at me or are they just looking at the wall behind me? And it's like, they just because they don't really have like a sense of whatever. Or here's a great example: how dogs react to phone screens. Certain like my dog, like I'll show him something on my phone, like of another dog, he will like pretend like he doesn't know what it is. Like he'll just like look around it, but he doesn't recognize that it's a screen.
by themselves. When something in the world provokes these old repressed beliefs, the result
That's not uncanny valley to me because like I can obviously tell it's a robot.
is that strange,
But if it had
unsettling
skin?
feeling, the uncanny. To Freud, things like hyper-realistic dolls and machines are uncanny because they blur the line between the animate and inanimate. Our expectations of
I
what it
still don't
means
like
to
that
be
chat.
alive, conscious, and human are being challenged. Another different interpretation of the uncanny comes from French psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan, who significantly reinterpreted much of Freud's work. Lacan believed that there are 3 different orders or registers that describe different dimensions of the human experience. These 3 registers, the imaginary, the symbolic, and the real, explain how we form our own self-identity and how we interact with the world around us. The imaginary is the realm of images, fantasies, and self-identity, shaped by early experiences and identifications,
I'm
most
not
notably
familiar with
the
this.
mirror stage. The mirror stage often
This is what, yeah, like when babies first figure out their reflection. Like obviously, I look in the mirror now. I'm like, okay, that's me. I look at the reflection of my camera, reflecting back onto me. I know that's me. But like when babies
occurs
first
during
figure it out,
infancy, when the child is first able to recognize their reflection as themselves. Seeing and recognizing this reflection is when your self-identity begins to form. However, it's based on a misrecognition. It's kind of that same feeling that you get when you look at old pictures of yourself. Neither a reflection or a picture is actually capable of fully capturing who you are. The second
yeah, because you guys know like that there was this one TikTok trend that went on for a little bit. It was just kind of like to see what other people see you like. Gosh dang, my hair looks so ugly right now. Right, and it was like how to it was like flip the camera inverted and then upside down, and that's what people see you like. And everybody's like, oh, I look so chopped, like I look right now with my stupid little hair. Oh my gosh, I want to cut it all off, right? And it's like, my hair looks so ugly, chat. I'm so sorry. I can't get over it.
register is the symbolic, and it is the realm of language and social structure. The symbolic shapes the way that we think, speak, and relate to other people. We use language to represent real things, but our unconscious associations shape our understanding. For example, if I were to say the word dog, we both know what kind of animal I'm talking about. But your past experiences shape the way you feel.
That boy's
If you've
jacked,
had
y'all.
numerous bad encounters
Oh
with,
my
but your
goodness,
past,
hold up.
if I were to say the word
Like I
dog,
can tell you was big. Jeez. Guys, chat. This guy is ripped.
we both know what kind of animal I'm talking about. But your past experiences shape the way you feel. If you've had numerous bad encounters with dogs, you probably don't like them very much. Those past experiences might invoke a negative
Call of
connotation
Duty.
around the word.
Oh my gosh, bro. So my friend invited me over the other day to play Black Ops 3. I completely forgot about Dog Round. One of the worst things ever created. It is so hard. Like, they just swarm at you. And it's just like a million of them. And you're like, stuck. I hate it. I hate Dog Round. I'm sorry. I mean, it's a great idea. I love it. Like, interrupt the zombies with dogs. Great idea. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
But I've never really had a super negative experience with a dog. So even though we're talking about the same thing, our associations with that thing are entirely different. The real is the final register, and it resists the other two. When I say that it resists the other two registers, what I mean by that is that it cannot be fully put into words or images. The real is experienced when the other two registers are challenged or fractured, most commonly through traumatic experiences, where something that is meaningful to us
Yes.
is taken
See
away
what I mean,
or
y'all?
torn apart.
About the emotion behind his
The
eyes.
registers
Like
are
we were going over, like uncanny valley. Like they have no emotion on his eye. Like you can tell what
we put into
or you can,
words
you can
or
sort
images.
of tell what type of
The real
emotion he's going through right now through his eyes. Like look, like you can
experience
see
when the other two
almost the pain through his eyes right now as he falls.
through
Uncanny
traumatic-
Valley, there's almost like nothing behind their eyes. Like it's just like a blank stare like this. That's it. There's like nothing else to it.
experiences, where something that is meaningful to us is taken away or torn apart. Imagine you're walking down the sidewalk with one of your friends, and out of nowhere, a car swerves off the road and hits them.
Oh my
and just
gosh.
like that, they're gone. This would be an encounter with the real. You would be standing there
my
frozen in
gosh.
shock, unable to process what just happened. The other two orders
No, you know
were
what I would
just
do? You know what I do in this situation? So let's say, hypothetically, walking with my friends on the sidewalk, right? A car comes and swerves to go hit him. I'm gonna just stand in front of the car and say stop, and the car's gonna stop, just like that, just like that. For everybody that says it's fake and that's not how it happens, you're lying, because I'll stop it. I'll pick the car up like this, spin it on one finger like a basketball. All right, enough trolling now. Enough trolling. I would probably actually be so shocked. I honestly, I don't think I would talk for like 10 minutes and just be like, what just happened? You know what I mean?
ruptured, because there's no way you would ever be able to explain that experience in words or images.
Yeah.
To Lacan, the uncanny is a glimpse past the symbolic and into the real. You're seeing something that isn't alive, but it almost
Bro, these
seems like
videos
it
are
might
so
be.
weird.
The boundaries between what is alive and what's not collapse, and the result is the uncanny. The real is pressing through, something that is outside our comprehension. So does the uncanny creep us out because of repressed childhood beliefs or a glimpse past the symbolic and imaginary orders?
I don't know,
Maybe that's a part of it.
I'm
I'm
edging
not the
towards
one
the
to
second
say.
one.
The uncanny is very
Edging.
hard to define and to put into words. But there have been several other theories proposed as to why we evolved to
Some
fear
city
the
likes
almost
times.
human. The mate selection theory states
Ew.
that uncanny features may signal poor reproductive health or genetic defects. We
What?
evolved to be repulsed by the almost human because they could signal low fitness in potential mates. From an evolutionary standpoint,
really
mate
see it.
selection involves subconscious checks for reproductive fitness. Traits commonly associated with the uncanny, like lifeless eyes or pale skin,
Yeah.
could indicate infertility or developmental issues. These traits unconsciously trigger this feeling of rejection to avoid passing on the weak genes.
So, so they're saying people that have, are they saying, I mean, obviously it's kind of chosen, like, more attractive people are way more like trustworthy. Like if you're, let's say two people go into a job interview, right? One of them is a good looking guy. Let's say he's an 8 out of 10, and the other guy is a 5 out of 10. They have the exact same credentials, the exact same thing. Like they work the exact same career, exact same life. They're most likely to pick the man that's an 8 out of 10 rather than the 5 out of 10, because he's plainly more attractive. And it's sad, but it's the truth. Like if you're attractive, if you're an attractive human being, they're probably most likely to just feel more trustworthy or more comfortable in a way. In a way, I'm not gonna say like always, but definitely in a way, for sure. But I mean, like, you know, it's sad, but it's true, and it happens a lot.
I'm kind of going to spoil my own beliefs on this. I think that the uncanny is a conglomerate of a bunch of different things. This is one of the only ones that I think I would count out entirely. Because first of all, I see people that I'm not attracted to all the time, and I would not classify them as uncanny or say that I'm repulsed by them.
I agree. Just because you're chopped does not mean you're uncanny. Like that's so like stupid and mean to say. It's like, yeah, you're really ugly. You almost don't look human. Yeah, you're like you're like really, really ugly, by the way. Is anybody like you don't even look human at all. Wow, thanks a lot, buddy. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay. Guess you're not human too, huh?
And besides that, I wouldn't be able to look at a male doll or figurine and feel that same uncanny sensation because I'm interested in women. So I don't think the uncanny valley has anything to do with mate selection or avoiding passing on weak genes. Another theory is disease avoidance. Strange and unnatural features might subconsciously remind us of symptoms of illness, triggering an avoidant reaction to reduce the risk of infection. Evolution, of course, favored humans who could detect early signs of illness in others and avoid them. Features like odd coloring and sluggish robotic movement are often found in figures that fall into the uncanny valley, but they can also be signs of illness. We may be seeing these features as signs of possible illness, invoking an avoidant reaction. The predator avoidance theory.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. Momo scared me so bad. I had nightmares for a week. I had nightmares. Do you guys remember the Momo challenge? Bro, it was like, if you don't share this to 10 different people, Momo will show up and kill you. And like, I saw every single person send it around, and I went, oh my gosh, maybe this is real. But, you know, I was a little smarter back then, if I couldn't say so myself, so I was like, this is fake, I'm not gonna send it. But it scared me. The original image scared me. Let me see if we can actually find it properly. I mean, it's like everywhere. No, this isn't the real one. I forgot they made her into a chicken. Oh yeah, this is. If you guys don't know, this is the original thing. Like, this is where her face came from. Like, that's the original one. But this isn't the one I saw. Oh yeah, this is it. This is it. Viral Momo challenge is malicious. And, like, people, like... Some people actually, like... You know... Cut the wire on themselves from it. Like, it was like... Jeez. Here, let me show you guys. This photo gave me nightmares. I was terrified of that photo. Momo literally had like a rap on me forever. Forever had a rap on me.
States that the uncanny valley may be a side effect of our predator detection systems. A being that looks almost human, but not quite, could set off primal alarm bells of spotting a predator wearing a human disguise. This would also explain why the robotic movement makes this feeling more pronounced, because the jerky unnaturalness of it resembles something pretending to be human. This is the other one that I'm not too sure about, because as far as I know, there's never been a predator that closely mimicked human behavior. Since the uncanny valley is a pretty universal feeling, it wouldn't make sense for it to be passed down to everyone if it wasn't benefiting our survival. Obviously, predator detection would be incredibly important to early human survival, but specifically fearing the almost human and human mimics seems a little bit out there. Unless our ancestors were regularly encountering skinwalkers and Wendigo, it doesn't
Bigfoot's not real. I'm so sorry.
really make sense to me for this trait to be passed down to everybody. Because seeing a saber-toothed tiger standing in front of you and then seeing a mannequin that looks like it might be alive are two completely different feelings. The corpse recognition theory states that uncanny features often mirror traits found in corpses or mortally ill humans. Again, with the waxy skin and glassy eyes, but also the rigid posture and slack facial expressions. These traits make us feel uncomfortable because of a subconscious association we have between them and death. This one is pretty similar to the
Z, do you guys want to play a rematch later?
disease avoidance theory, which is why I waited to cover this one as well. Both of these theories make sense to me. It's just part of your brain trying to keep you alive. And part of staying alive is keeping you healthy and avoiding getting sick. Of course, staying around sick, dying, or dead people is probably suboptimal for your health and well-being as a human. So your brain subconsciously steers you away and says, maybe staying around this isn't the best idea. The other hominid hypothesis states that the uncanny valley is a leftover from when we coexisted.
Neanderthals? Isn't that Z? I think Z called that to Rob one time. You Neanderthal.
With other human-like hominins, like Neanderthals and Denisovans. Our encounters with these species may have regularly involved competition for things like resources and food, leading to a hardwired caution response for almost human faces. Even though we're now the only remaining hominin species left, our brain may have retained this.
Didn't the Liver King get arrested? Didn't the Liver King get arrested? I swear did the Liver King get arrested? I called Rob a Neanderthal and a troglodyte. Terroristic threat. Oh my gosh, the Liver King actually was arrested off a terroristic threat. Guys, this is his mugshot. Oh my gosh. He made a terroristic threat. A troglodyte, guys. If you don't know what a troglodyte is, it is like, no offense, but it's just hideous. Actually, total offense. They are hideous. Like, imagine this. These aren't real. Troglodytes aren't real. They were never real, right? Now, what was real is a Neanderthal. They're real, I think. They were kind of like, I don't know how to put it, like almost human. But I don't know if they're real or not. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if they were real or not. Because I can't go back in time and prove that they were real, so. And I lost the video. Give me a second. Give me a second. The video is gone. I'm gonna find it now. Uh-oh. Think that's this one?
How does it make you feel?
No. Guys, I can't believe I lost the video. Here it is.
This evolutionary suspicion towards anything that may resemble a separate tribe. Alright, I know I said I'm only counting a couple of these out, and I don't know if I want to count this one out completely, but to me it definitely seems very unlikely. Maybe it's a part of it because I can see how we would be competing with other species of humans for food and resources. But personally, I would not breed with something or someone that I found to be uncanny looking. And we know that early Homo sapiens bred with Neanderthals. There are people in the world right now who have more Neanderthal DNA than you or I because their ancestors bred with Neanderthals. So again, I don't think this one holds a lot of weight. The category ambiguity theory states that we as people like to put things into categories, and we prefer to be able to tell definitively whether something is human or not.
Yeah.
If you look at an object, you put it into the category of not being alive. But if that object is a doll or mannequin that looks somewhat like a real person, our brains try and fail to force a classification, creating that
those like super realistic baby. Like one time I was like, I literally thought that somebody was holding one of those babies. I was like, I wonder if I punch it. I didn't punch it, thank God. It was a real baby. It was a real baby. Thank God I didn't punch it, right, guys? Like just. I could have, could have been real bad. Could have been real bad.
Settling feeling. This one is pretty straightforward and it makes a lot of sense to me. It kind of ties back to Lacan's theory of the other orders being challenged. I used a dog earlier as an example, so I'm going to use that again. Could you imagine coming home one day and your dog is speaking to you fluently? Maybe after a while you get used to it, it might even be kind of cool.
I would love it. If my dog came home one day and he was like, yo, what's up? I'd be like, whoa, what the heck? You could talk? He'd be like, yeah. I'd be mad that he wasn't talking to me before. Like, that's goated. I would not exploit my dog. He's living with me forever. But all seriously, I love this dog so much, I know.
For a little bit, but your immediate reaction, or at least my immediate reaction, would be that uncanny feeling, because part of what I know about dogs is that they don't speak. So if my dog started speaking to me, it's breaking my classification of what a dog is. Another theory is the violation of social norms. As humans, we have behavioral.
I think this girl's more of an uncanny valley feeling. I feel like she's just kind of giving you that 1,000-yard stare, which is kind of. That 1,000-yard stare was just kind of... You know what I mean? Like, it's not uncanny, though.
Expectations for others baked into our DNA. You can think about something like eye contact. Generally, we all feel comfortable holding eye contact for a short duration of time, usually between 2 to 5 seconds. But when you meet a person who is breaking eye contact too frequently or holding it for too long, it makes you feel uneasy. Our brain is subconsciously noticing that the behavior being exhibited feels like mimicry, and it flags the entity as being possibly...
If the guy's lips were just like melted or like sewn shut. No, thank you.
deceptive, or manipulative. Again, this one makes sense to me, and I can definitely see how this would be a part of it. I've definitely met people in my life who make eye contact for way too long or make it too intensely, so maybe the uncanny valley is just that, but the next step up. It's the same feeling, but just a more intense version.
Definitely has
So in
something to do with the
conclusion, we
eyes.
don't really know what the uncanny is, or why these things that fall into the uncanny valley disturb
I
us
think it's
so much. While we
disgusting
don't
looking.
have a definitive reason for the uncanny valley's existence, it's likely the result of multiple systems overlapping rather than just having one specific cause. It reveals just how
I can
deeply
see
we
that.
care about what it means to be human, and how violated we can feel when something blurs the line between that boundary. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed.
Great video, bro. Great freaking video.
To defend our island heritage, to ride out the storm of war, and to outlive the menace of tyranny